Play another brand new one. On the way home, it was cheaper. We have to be bargain shoppers, being an artist and a non-profit administrator. So it's cheaper. It was cheaper to fly through Paris and on a separate flight and stay there a couple days than it would have been to just fly through Paris, stop, and go on to Sicily. So we spent a few days in Paris and took a tour of Montmartre, where all the artists traditionally hung out, and learned some about Pablo Picasso's life. It was just a coincidence, but I had noticed this movie, Lee. Anybody seen the movie Lee, L-E-E? It's a really great movie. I can't recommend it enough. But Lee Miller was this photographer. She was a fashion model with Vogue magazine, and then became one of their photographers. And then World War II hit, and she became one of the most famous World War II and Holocaust photographers that there has been. And she was a buddy of Pablo Picasso. They had this whole little clique of artists in Paris there, including the fashion editor for Vogue named Solange Diane. Their story, particularly Solange's story, inspired this song. It's called "The Fight for Freedom," was in Vogue. South of France, they're laughing in the warmest summer sun. Topless round the supper table, amply unashamed. In Guernica she cries out for a no-more-cryin child. Lonely bird sings about how things just might be getting wild. Dearly, with most unglamorous, covered up girl shots of nurses on the battered beach, bloody Normandy. A Viennese soprano sounds the saddest German wail when the Allied bombs brought down the house where Mahler's operas rang. She turns the camera on herself in Hitler's stately bath, and I'm flying home to a bloodless revolution in America, remembering when the bloody fight for freedom was in vogue. Pablo said the sane response to tyrants is to sing. Pablo said the sane response to tyrants is to sing. Solange, she's running photos in the cover of the magazine of women wearing little bobs and curls of victory. To keep brave Rosie's glorious locks from getting caught in the Nazi D-Day energy and war machinery. In the time it took Solange's boy to turn into a man, they locked her up in the Fresno's prison, his father in a cage. Their little prince, he went to fight the Germans near the border. In the Moselle Valley, there he fell, his father 6 months later. She turns the camera on herself in Hitler's stately bath. Now I'm flying home to a bloodless revolution in America, remembering when the bloody fight for freedom was in vogue. Pablo said the same response to tyrants is to sing. Pablo said the same response to tyrants is to sing. firstborn, she got, the billionaires are waging war, where we live and where we breathe. All human life and death at stake in symbiosis with the trees. My firstborn, she got redeployed from the mountain forest theater. They squashed her bold resistance in this genocide of nature. She turns the camera on herself in Hitler's stately back. I'm flying home to a bloodless revolution in America, remembering when the bloody fight for freedom was in vogue. Pablo said, the sane response to tyrants is to say. Pablo said, the same response to tyrants is to sing. Pablo said, the same response to tyrants is to sing. Pablo said, the same response to tyrants is to sing. Thanks, everybody.